Hey, my name is Jada, and today I'm going to tell you 5 things I wish I knew before going to college as a first generation college student. So, a little background information about me. I recently graduated from Georgia State University with a bachelor's degree in global studies. So, initially, after graduating high school, I went off to Hampton. It did not work out, so funding over status. And what that means is you should think about what school is offering you the most money, meaning tuition is paid for, maybe you get free housing or a free meal plan, those type of things. Because as first generation college students, some of us may or may not come from families with lots of money. So funding is going to be something that you should really take into consideration when you are selecting a college, because you're going to be there for 4 years. So that's something to think about. Also, along with funding, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to get around. So, for instance, if you live in Georgia and you're thinking about going to school out of state, let's say North Carolina, you want to make sure that the town or city that your college is located in has reliable transportation. So maybe there's like a bus line or a transit system that you can use to get around, go to the grocery store, go hang out with your friends or whatnot. And you want to make sure that also that you're considering whether like maybe you don't have a car. Like if you don't have a car, you don't have like family in that area, you know, how are you going to get around? Are you going to be relying on Uber? And if so, how are you going to get the funds for that? Because free fund money does go quickly if you're not budgeting correctly. So that's something to think about. I know a lot of first time college students are like, hey, I want to go to school out of state, I want to get away from my family, but you just have to be mindful of like what comes with that. Okay, number 2 on my list is it's okay not to know what you want to major in. I changed my major 3 times. So when I first started college, I was a nursing major, and my whole focus was I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do to make money. Like when I graduate, I need to be making money. And so my whole thing was, okay, what's gonna allow me to get a job like when I graduate, wherever I live, and that's gonna like provide me with some financial stability. And my parents were all like, oh, you should do nursing, you should be a doctor, you need to be like a lawyer or something. You know, it's like most families are like pushing that medical field or the lawyer route. And so I felt like really pressured to do nursing. And while I was at Hampton, I realized that while I would have been a really great nurse, I was too sensitive, and that's truly like it truly was not where like my heart was. Like that's not what I was passionate about. And you have to make sure that you're passionate about whatever you're doing. And so I remember my first semester, I did really well in the science courses, but as I said, like it's really like wasn't what my passion was. And so I realized that I was better suited for like education or nonprofit management, something in like the social, like something in the humanities field. Like humanities is all me. And so when you're looking through majors and you're trying to figure out, okay, you're trying to figure out where you fit in, I would say just make a list and don't think about the money. Something my Nana always told me is that don't think about the money. The money will come wherever you're at. Like if you're doing something you love and something that you're really really good at and you're passionate and you love it, the money will come. So think about what type of person you want to be, the type of life you want to create for yourself, and think about what you love. What do you enjoy doing? If you love the medical field, then kudos to you. Go for that. But if you know, like, you don't want to deal with blood, you don't want to be in an emergency room dealing with like emergency situations, and maybe you're really good at math and you're better suited for like computers, or like you love social science, you love designing graphics, you love doing photography, you love designing video games, like, okay, think about those things. Think outside the box, because your creative endeavors are like really, that's something that's gonna really like fuel your motivation to like do work. And so, number 3, your family is probably not gonna be supportive of what you decide to do, and that just kind of piggybacks off of what I was talking about in number 2. If your family is like, hey, you need to go be a doctor, you need to go be a lawyer, and you decide you want to major in photography or graphic design, religion, anthropology, you know, those type of things, you probably won't initially have their support, and that's okay. Like, I know, like, at first it may feel like really discouraging and disheartening, because it's like, well, damn, you know, you're my family, you're supposed to support. You have to stay focused on the bigger picture. You're in college for you. You're going to school so that you can get this degree, so that you can build a life that you want. You're in school for you, not for your family, not for your mom, not for your dad, your grandparents, your guardians. Maybe you want to make them proud, yeah, but that's not always going to happen. Number 4, do what makes you happy. You have to remember that you're an individual, and you always have to follow your heart. I think something that I wish I would have done differently was just being more confident in my decision making, and just knowing that I knew what was best for me. I know sometimes like your parents they want to like to shelter you, and they may try to like encourage you like in various ways. Sometimes that encouragement can be a bit harsh, and you have to remember your why. Like, why are you going to college? Why are you choosing this major? Why do you want to choose this profession after you graduate? Why are you doing the things that you do? Like, what is your why? And I always feel like your individual self should be at the center of your why, because at the end of the day, this is your life and you have to live your life for you. So the choices that you make have to be what you're passionate about, what's in your heart. And so don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Don't worry about what anybody else is going to school for. What are you going to school for? What is your end goal? And you have to think about that without comparing yourself to others. Like, yeah, there are going to be lots of bio majors on a medical field track. There are going to be some English majors hoping to go to law school. Maybe you're going to have like some computer design or computer science majors. But you have to focus on and think about like what it is that you're doing. What's going to make you happy? What's making you happy? And so, yeah, do what makes you happy. And number 5, this one I feel like gets pushed under the rug a lot. I remember being in high school, 2016. They spoke to us about trade school options, but it was never really pushed. There was always like a really big push for students to go to college, but the reality is college is not for everybody, and that's okay. I think if I would have done it differently, I would have went to esthetician school first because I feel like there's nothing wrong with learning a trade. Like trades would never go out of style. Like I don't care what nobody say. AI may be being pushed, but trades will always be a great, valuable skill to have. You can go to school to get your CDL. You can be a truck driver. Truck drivers make lots of money. You can go be an esthetician. If you're really good with skin, you're passionate about that, go to esthetician school. Go to massage school. You can go to culinary arts school as well. You can go learn to be like an electrician. And again, these are just options. Like maybe you're not sure like what you want to major in, but you know like you're really good with your hands, and like maybe you have an interest of learning like a new skill. You can take like a year or two off from college and go get a trade. Go learn a trade, and then after you finish trade school, you can transition to college like that. Like that's really. Alright, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and drop a comment below and tell me what are your plans after high school, or if you're already in college and maybe you're deciding to transfer or drop out. Let me know your plans. Comment below. Bye.